not another dead battery? Don't you hate that sound when you're heading off to work and your car won't start? Well, wait till you see what I got to show you in this video. It's a really cool battery maintainer and charger. Go ahead, knock it off my shoulder, I dare you. Hey, don't you hate it when your car battery goes dead and you try and charge it one more time and it just won't take a charge? Now you got to go buy another expensive battery. Don't you wish there was a way to fix it, repair it, bring it back to life? There might be. We're going to test that today. Hey, you know, on my channel, this is a DIY home improvement channel, but everybody has a car or a motorhome or jet ski or boat or whatever you got. Helicopters, heavy D Sparks, you know, guys like that, they got their own helicopters. And they all have batteries, one thing in common. And the other thing in common is they all go bad. You know, I'm 62 years old, had a lot of vehicles, and not a lot, but I've had enough vehicles. I've gone through a boatload of batteries. And it seems like every 2 to 4 years, the battery goes bad. And it just won't take a charge anymore, and you got to take it in and buy another one. And now batteries are like $150 for a battery, so it's getting crazy. Well, I've heard of ways to restore a battery and repair a battery, basically. So I got this product here. This is called the Topdon Tornado 4000. Now I reached out to them and asked them for this product because they sent me a infrared video camera. It's an attachment for my phone that I really like, so I checked out their company, and I'm going to be doing a video on that soon too, if I haven't already. I reached out and checked out their company, and they look like a very professional company. It's been around a while and knows what they're doing. So I checked out their line of battery chargers and maintainers. This is called a battery maintainer, and it looked really well built, and I feel like it's a very high quality, so I'm going to try it out on this old battery here. Now we'll get to that here in a second, but basically this product is a battery charger, and it can repair batteries. Now, can it repair every battery? No, it can't. This is going to be an ultimate test. If it repairs this, I'm going to be really impressed. This is from October of 14. That makes this about 9 years old, but I managed to get it to hold a 9-volt charge, and we're going to test that here in a second, and I'll show you what state it's in. So it's got potential to be repaired. Now, what does repairing mean? Basically, over time, the lead plates in these batteries, they get sulfated, and they essentially get a buildup. You know how your shower walls get calcium buildup and you got to scrub it off, or your shower heads and that? It's kind of similar to that. It gets a buildup in there, and it gets to where it just can't take a charge as well. Where these battery repairs, what they do is they basically pulse it in certain ways and try to break that up, and then they charge it in very specific ways. And this one does a pretty complicated routine to recharge it. I'm going to read that to you here right now. So I'll show you a picture of this. It says it goes through, when it's charging, it goes through a 9-step smart charging cycle. And in the repair mode, it basically does a little bit different. But so what it says it does in repair mode is check the battery's initial state, the voltage, and the state of charge, which they label as SOC, the state of health, to ensure the stability of the battery before charging. That's part of the smart part on these. These aren't the old school chargers where you just plug it in and hope for the best. This one's going to analyze the battery first and determine if it's even worth messing with, because you might do more harm than good if you try and charge a really bad battery. So then it will charge the battery with pulse current to break down the sulfates that have built up over time in the aging battery to extend the life. Then it will charge the battery with low current to prepare for the high current charging. Then it charges the battery with 3 stages of constant current that gradually rise to optimize charging. Then it charges the battery with preset current until it reaches 80%. Then it trickle charges it until it reaches 90%. Then it's going to maintain the voltage at the preset value until the charging current drops to 12.5% of the maximum value and keep charging the power to 95%. Then it charges at 12.5% of the preset maximum current until the battery is charged to 100%. And then it's going to check if the voltage is lower than preset value. If it is, turn back to step 8. So in other words, it's not just a plug and play. It is, but it doesn't do just one thing like old school chargers. On those, all you could really set was the amperage, low amperage, trickle charge, medium, and sometimes high amperage. So I think it's really smart. I'm kind of excited to try it. Now, if this one doesn't work, because it is pretty dang old in battery life, this thing is prehistoric, but we're going to give it a try. And if it doesn't work, I'm going to look for another battery that someone's got that's not in the best health, and we're going to try that one. But we'll see how good this comes out. But we're going to run a battery test first so you can see what state of charge this is in. But before I get to that, I'm going to tell you that these things are overly simple because of the smartness on them. There's really not much you can do on them. I think there's only one button, and that's this mode button. Everything else it does for you. So you just select the normal mode, lithium ion. This one will charge a lithium ion battery. And then the final one is the repair. So normal, lithium, and repair. And then it has the 6 volt, 4 amp, and 12 volt supply. So this can also supply power for you if you want to power something that's 12 volt up to the rating, which I'll try and put it on the screen. I forget what it says, but it will supply continuous power. It's actually made to do that if you need to power something that's 12 volt continuously. So like if you want to go trolling, you get you a really long extension cord, hook it to your trolling motor, and wrap some duct tape around that core. Oh, that's not going to work. I'm kidding, guys. All right, let's do the battery test here, and we'll see what state this thing is in. This thing just automatically comes up. It's 12 volt. It's a 800 amp or 800 cold cranking amps. We'll start the test, and that quickly, it says charge and retest. It's 8.16 volts, state of charge 0.5 cold cranking amps. So I have a feeling it's not going to work, but we're going to hook it up and see, because who knows? It'd be cool if it does. And if it doesn't, you probably won't see all this part. I'll probably find a better battery. Okay, so let's hook up the negative, positive. Now these things also are so smart. They're going to make sure you don't hook it up reverse. If you do, it's not going to let you do anything. I think it warns you. I read something, it flashes a certain way, you know, maybe like, oh, well, not like that. You don't want to see my bare chest. Let's plug it in and activate the mode. We're going to go to repair, and it's flashing to 25% light. Now it just went to 100%. The repair light is flashing. So I'm just going to set this on the floor and leave it overnight and see what it looks like tomorrow. The first battery I tried it on was just too far gone. I couldn't bring that one back. It did a little bit. It improved it some. But it was like, I think we said that one was 10 or 12 years old, and the voltage was way low. Anything around 10 volts or lower, the battery may be ruined. You can only draw a battery down so far before you start damaging it. So I went and got some more batteries. Now I've got 2 of them here, and I think this is the first one I got. I went to a battery store, picked up a couple that were basically core charge batteries. So they are not good batteries. I checked them, they weren't the greatest, but they had somewhere close to 12 volts, 11.5 to 12 volts. So they had some hope left in them. So we hooked up the Tornado 4000 by Topdon, and we put it into the repair mode. Now let me test these again to figure out. I think it was this one I did first, and it came out really good. And I've got this tester here. We'll just do a real quick test. It doesn't take long. This one was manufactured in January 21. It's a 650 cold cranking amps. It says this battery is now in great condition. It's 12.62 volts. The state of charge is 82%. It's been sitting here for about a week and a half since I took it off the charger, maybe longer, and it's still holding charge. It's a 650 cold cranking amp battery. It has 704 cold cranking amps now. That's over 100%. Overall, this battery is back. It's like new again, basically. Now, will it handle deep discharges? Does it have a lot of reserve capacity? Well, that's kind of what the cold cranking amps is about, but it looks to me like that battery came back good. Now this one's a different story. This one was a little bit worse shape. I went and tried to get one that was a little bit worse shape, but not so far gone like the other one. And the date on this one was June of 19, so it's about a year and a half older than this one. Now I ran this through the repair cycle numerous times because it kept getting better. This tester here will print out the results. The first one we did on this one, it tested at 12.6 volts. And I believe this was after I ran it through let's see. No, I think this is when I first got it. So 12.6 volts, and it was at 239 cold cranking amps out of 550. We ran it through a cycle. It came up to 393 and 12.8 volts. The voltage stayed the same after that, but the cranking amps went from 393 to 418. I kept running it through cycles to see how far we could get it. We got it up to 437, and then 443, and then 450, and finally it seemed to top out at about 469 cold cranking amps out of 550, still 12.8 volts. The result of this now says it's good. It's not great, but this came back quite a bit. So I would say there is some merit to the repair function on this thing. But it's also great because it has a lot of other good functions, like regular charging. It'll do your normal battery charging, but it's very smart. It's not just your typical throw a bunch of amperage at it, and as it takes less, it gives it less. That's kind of how the old ones work. They didn't really have any smart technology at all. This thing is monitoring it constantly. It's step charging it, adjusting the voltage. It's adjusting things a lot to get the best charge it can out of it. Then it will act as an intelligent battery maintainer, so like a trickle charger. I once had a battery, very expensive battery, the Optima red cell, and it burned up because we left it on a battery charger, and I don't know how long we left it, but we left it on there for a few days, I think. And I came in one day and it was just smoking hot, and it literally just burned it up, never would come back. And it wasn't all that old, so these make sure it doesn't do that. It even reads the ambient temperature and adjusts things according to that. I think it reads the battery temperature. It's a very smart charger. So guys, you know, if you want to get away from those old school chargers that really have the danger of ruining a battery, or if you think, you know, when you get a battery that goes down a little bit and you think it's time to go get a new one, maybe try this thing. It's not that expensive. I think it's like $80 or something. And try it a few times, see if it can bring it back, even if you only get another year out of it. If you did that, to me, it's worth that, because batteries are expensive. Over your lifetime, you're going to save a lot of batteries. You're going to charge them properly. You're going to just get more life out of your batteries, and overall, I think this will pay for itself fairly soon. Hey, if you guys have tried anything like this, these smarter battery chargers, let me know. Now let me show you one more thing. This is a supposed smart battery charger I got, but this one was only like $29 or something. It's much cheaper, and it did okay, but I was really not happy with it. That's why I asked for this other one, because it was doing things like it was rejecting a lot of batteries. I'd put it on it and just it would come on for 5-10 seconds, then it would just shut off and that's it. It just wouldn't do anything. And I'd cycle back through, and once in a while I could get it to start trying to recycle. This thing goes through trying to recycle or repair. I mean, it tries to repair them every time. It tries for a while. If it really detects something bad, it's going to let you know that it's a bad battery. But it seems to try a lot more. That one also just, it doesn't have as many smart algorithms in it. I looked at it. So if you're going to get one, try and get one that's a better brand like this. I looked these guys up and I've got one of their infrared thermometers. I think it's a really great infrared thermometer. I've been really happy with it. I've used it quite a few times. I'd go with this one. So if you need a new battery charger, check it out. And if not, don't check it out. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate you stopping by my channel here at that Kilted Guy DIY and Home Improvement. And I'm always here to help you learn new things for home improvement and some automotive, because that goes along with home improvement. If your vehicle ain't running, you ain't gonna get no new drywall come repair your house, are you? So I look forward to seeing you and helping you on the next video. Take care, everybody. We'll see you then. Hey, if you want to increase your learning power 1000%, be sure to subscribe to my channel and hit that thumbs up. After you subscribe, look for that bell, click the bell, and you'll get notified of all the videos.